Hello, everybody. My name is Benjamin Bloom. This is the Benjamin Bloom Football Channel. Please leave your bias at the door and join us for a delayed start to the Saturday Superstream. My apologies. We were doing West Ham and Kidderminster. It could have been even later, but West Ham won in the 121st minute. I didn't factor in extra time, but here we are already 11 minutes past 3. So there have been goals. But before I tell you about them, please hit the like button. You know the score. Thank you if you're with me on the first stream and you're transferring across to the second stream. I'll say hello to everybody in a sec. Let's try and get caught up as soon as we can. And I think the easiest way of doing that, I'll just do a quick sweep. So Burnley and Watford play at 6. In the FA Cup, a bit of a scare for both Chelsea and West Ham, but Chelsea ultimately beat Plymouth 2-1. Plymouth missed a penalty right towards the end of extra time as well. And West Ham beat Kidderminster 2-1 in the 121st minute, having equalised in the 91st minute. Crystal Palace lead Hartlepool 1-0 already in the Cup. Mark Gray. It's Manchester City 1, Fulham 1. Fulham did take the lead. Fabio Carvalho, who's obviously linked with that deadline day move to Liverpool for pretty much most of the deadline day coverage was dedicated to him. It didn't happen. He scored, and I believe it was Gundogan who got the equaliser. All the rest of the FA Cup games are 0-0. There are only 2 3 p.m.s in the Championship. Of course, Birmingham lost 2-1 at home to Sheffield United last night, and it is Swans Rovers tonight with Blackburn pushing up at the top of the table. So your 2 Championship games so far are goalless. Blackpool 0, Bristol City 0, Hull 0, Preston 0. In League One, we have action. We do also have action back in the FA Cup. It's Man City 2, Fulham 1, and we've got ourselves our first glut because another League One goal. I hadn't even had a chance to tell you about the first one yet in the game between Oxford and Pompey. That's now 1-1. Oxford were leading. Pompey have just equalised. Man City have gone 2-1 up. John Stones and Fulham getting a dose of their own medicine here. Normally, we talk about Fulham and someone taking the lead in a game against them and annoying them, and they quickly swinging it around and it's 2-1. It's exactly what Man City have done. They are 2-1 up. John Stones has got the second. Man City 2, Fulham 1, Gundogan and Stones. Let's have a look at League One, where, we've had a pretty active start. There has been a second goal, we think, in the Oxford-Pompey game. I wonder if that's been disallowed, in fact. No, there you go. Just jumps up on your screen right there. And is an equaliser for Pompey. So let me just bang through. Michael Jacobs, the former Wigan winger, has scored for Portsmouth. Every game is goalless except Charlton 0, Wimbledon 1. MK 0, Lincoln 1. That's a bit of a surprise so far. Oxford 1, Pompey 1. We will deal with the significance of that one very, very soon. We'll have a look at the table. And that is it. So just goals in those 3 games. Obviously, we're not going to be going to the live Premier League table at any point today, but we will go to the live League One table. So you can see MK are behind, and they obviously would have the chance to tie up or, in fact, go above Sunderland on points today. They could go to 55, and Sunderland, if they were to lose, would be on 54. So missing a chance to go in the top 3. And look at that one, Oxford and Pompey as well. Pompey do look a long way back, but Oxford right on the edges of that. In fact, they define the playoff picture as ever does the team in 6th. Wimbledon were leading, weren't they, against Charlton? So check that out. They are 18th there in the table. We've got another FA Cup goal. It's Stoke 1, Wigan 0. Stoke lead against Wigan. Stoke 1, Wigan 0. We're going to find out the goal scorer there. Josh Madger, new signing in on loan from a French Metz, I think, a French team. We've seen him a fair bit, haven't we? He was at Sunderland, wasn't he? Fulham on loan last season, and he's at Stoke on loan, and he has scored already. Let's get into the comments and say hello, 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 hello. First to the Rebel. Thank you for a super chat there, £5. I'll drink to that, sir. Nice one, Ben. Long day streaming. Well, the plan was, Rebel, I was going to be done at 2:15 or something and start at 10 to 3, but Kidderminster and West Ham put paid to that. Bordeaux, there you go. Not, what did I say? Mets. Josh Madger in and scoring for Stoke already. Let's say some hellos. John, Andy, John, Tom, John, Terence. Welcome. Jordan, Alistair. Let me see if I can catch everyone. Stephen, Claire, Gray Fox, Marco. I said hello to everybody there in the chat. Owen as well. People commenting. Godfrey injured at Everton. Let's hope he is okay. We don't see anybody getting injured. Right. Saturday Superstream is go. Please hit the like button if you're watching. That helps me out big style. We can't play first goal. I'll tell you what, we'll do it in the second half. Someone remind me, we'll play first goal in the second half. Okay. But yeah, you have to figure out what time the second half's are even going to kick off in that instance with all your stoppage time bits and bobsies there. Yeah, as I said, please hit the like button wherever you're watching. Helps draw other people to the stream. And if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. Let's give you a live subscriber total, which is always fun and a bit scary at the same time. 20,634 subscribers. So I can change that, can't I? In fact, let's do that right now. We've got 20,634 subscribers. We'd love to get to 21,000 as a bit of a long-term goal there. That would be tremendous, wouldn't it? So do go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Even if you don't ever log in on YouTube, you know, do it to help me out, hey? Pressing the wrong button here. Right, I need a 6 emoji, and I can stick that in there, and that is now correct. There you go. So do hit that subscribe button. Let's go back to the comments. We got a bit of a lull in proceedings. No, there will be no Burnley Watford tonight. No, we decided I would try and give myself the evening free so I could see my missus and daughter at some point. Here, but doing homework. There you go. Man of the match curse for Kiddie, just as Dublin names him. He misses the tackle on Rice as he scored. The curse. Football fans do believe in curses, don't they, Marco? Hey? No, he played really well, didn't he? Who was it? Preston in that man of the match role for Kidderminster, and then the goal goes in. Poor old Dion Dublin. He's got to pick someone, hasn't he? Will there be a stream on Tuesday? Do you know, Owen, I haven't got a clue. We'll find out what we're going to do tomorrow. I'll probably put a poll out, see what the audience wants, but I suspect we'll be oh God, we're going to be reviewing, aren't we? Maybe I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll see what goes on. Joe Morrell of Pompey has been red carded. And for what feels like the 1,000th time this season, Barnsley are behind in the FA Cup this time, though. Huddersfield 1, Barnsley 0. It's an all-championship FA Cup tie. Huddersfield lead 1-0 against Barnsley. And Charlton, Scott Fraser, anybody, I bet? Charlton have just scored against Wimbledon to make it 1-1. So it's Charlton 1, Wimbledon 1. That's a sort of issue in the third quartile, you know, towards the bottom six there. And we had Dwayne Holmes is the goal scorer for Huddersfield, the former Derby County Scunthorpe player. Dwayne Holmes has scored. Huddersfield 1, Barnsley 0. Huddersfield are having a great season, aren't they? And they look like they are going to go into the 5th round of the FA Cup. Barnsley are having a terrible season. They look like they're not going to go into the 5th round of the FA Cup. Keep your comments coming, guys. Ryan Innes, there you go. Wasn't Scott Fraser. He's on the bench, is he, Tom? Okay. Barnsley coming down, quite probably having a terrible season, aren't they? Nothing has happened at Bloomfield Road, it says Ryan. And yeah, like I said, guys, we'll figure out what we're going to do tomorrow. Let me check in with HQ on that one first of all. Plenty of goals to talk about so far, though, in the Saturday Superstream. Everything ticking along the bottom there. I think the most newsworthy game is that Oxford and Portsmouth game. A goal at either end and a red card, although there's been 3 goals in Man City versus Fulham. Man City are leading 2-1 in that one. We'll keep across the FA Cup goals, the Championship goals. There's only 2 games this 3 p.m. and the League One goals. And do I smell a cup set, anybody? Southampton 0, Coventry 1. Coventry lead at Southampton. That is a Championship versus Premier League tie. And Coventry have just taken the lead. Saints 0, Coventry 1. On the preview show, we wondered if we smelled an upset there. In fact, I can probably give you some numbers on that one. In terms of form, well, actually, no other side in great form. Both sides in the bottom half. Both sides in the bottom half of the table for form in their respective leagues, Southampton and Coventry. But Southampton in the bottom half of the Premier League and Coventry in the top 10 of the Championship. And finally, Victor Gyökeres has scored. It felt like he'd been on a fairly long goal drought. He didn't score in midweek, did he? I know they beat Stoke, didn't they, Coventry? I can't quite remember, but someone will smarten me up on that one. Shrewsbury 0, Fleetwood 1. Now, that is a big game at the bottom of League One. Shrews 0, Fleetwood 1. Let's check in on a live league table on that one. Oh, no, we won't. Sunderland 0, Doncaster 1. Doncaster right at the bottom of League One. Sunderland right at the top. And obviously Sunderland sacked Lee Johnson last week after they lost 6-0 to Bolton. They are behind again. How about that? Let's go to a live League One table because it's all just kicked off, hasn't it? Start up at the top and check out Sunderland all the way up there. They are now behind. So it could be a really good day for those teams not playing, I think, because Sunderland and MK are both losing down at the bottom as well. If I get rid of the banner, you will see Doncaster, who are bottom, are the team who are leading at Sunderland. That's Rio Griffiths, who I think only arrived on deadline day, didn't he, on Monday? Shrews 0, Fleetwood 1, Pilkington. So have a look down there. It's very, very much a 6-pointer. And that, if I do my minuses, it was Fleetwood 30, Shrews 32. So they would leapfrog in the table. Fleetwood would leapfrog Shrewsbury. Leapfrog Shrewsbury as things stand. And I tie myself up in knots there. I've obviously been sat here a long time. My TV just threatened to time out on me. I think we got all the goals caught up with in the ticker down the bottom there. Do remind me gently if one or other needs to be updated. Oh, who's going to win the Milan derby tonight, Matt? I've got no clue. Anyone want to smarten me up on Italian football in the Milan derby? Get Roy Keane in. I think he's had an interview, hasn't he? Strangely. Cambridge Luton is on TV later. It's on ITV, is it? Later. Gyökeres has started. Did he score in midweek, Chris? Gyökeres? I don't quite remember. Your TV putting me in time. Maybe it's trying to tell me something, David. I've been watching it for too long. Square eyes. Not only am I looking at one screen here, there's a laptop there and 2 screens here and a phone there. It's screen hell or heaven, depending on how you look at it. This is the Saturday Superstream. Thank you, everybody, for joining in. Get the thumbs up going and keep your comments coming in. BBC red button for the Cambridge game. Obviously, I know a lot of you lot will be watching Blackburn versus Swansea. Sorry, where is it? Is it at Blackburn or is it at Swansea? I can't even remember. Swansea are at home in that one. we've just had a goal at Peterborough. And I had this one predicted, actually, don't I? Peterborough 1, QPR 0. We wondered whether QPR have already lost in the league at Peterborough, despite being far higher in the table than the Posh. I wondered whether Peterborough might feel the closer version of their first 11 than QPR. Obviously, we weren't here at 2:30 looking at all the team news, so someone could tell me whether that is or is not the case. But the Posh lead 1-0. We will await the goal scorer. And I'm just going to have a quick look at the teams. Did QPR go full strength? Yeah, they did. Look, Marshall, Sanderson, Dickey Dunn, Wallace Adebayo, Amos Johansson, Chair and Austin. So part of my theory, Joe Ward is the goal scorer. Part of my theory was correct, that Peterborough might have a chance in that one, but for completely the wrong reasons. Joe Ward gives Peterborough the lead on 25 minutes. Get your reactions in to that one. QPR fans will be more than happy if they either maintain their league position or even go 1 or 2 places higher, which would mean automatic promotion, won't they? So I'm sure we'll get the concentrate on the league argument from the Rangers fans if they do lose. But we will see. Peterborough 1, QPR 0 in the FA Cup. Short-term memory loss, sure sign of fatherhood. You're telling me, Fulham 58. My rules, Fulham playing well, not sitting back. We look the better team at the moment. Well done, Silver. Do not invite them on. Come on, Wardy. Tomorrow, Bournemouth will make changes. Yeah, you would think they're playing Bournemouth, aren't they, for goodness sake? So with that new Bournemouth squad, they should have plenty of personnel to take down National League South. Are they Bournemouth or are they just National League? Can't remember. I say can't remember a lot, don't I? It must be fatherhood. Will Forest cause an upset tomorrow? Maybe. Forest versus Leicester. A few people have been asking if we're going to watch that one. We will figure out our watch-along plans tomorrow, okay? So much going on this week. We've got a midweek round in the Championship as well. So we're going to be very, very busy, put it that way. Working every blooming hour God sends, aren't we? Deary me. It's just a Saturday Superstream. Let's do a quick sweep and we'll give you updates on everything. Whenever I do that, someone scores a goal. So Chelsea and West Ham both went through earlier. Palace are 2-0 up against Hartlepool. Huddersfield are 1-0 up against Barnsley. Man City are 2-1 up against Fulham. Peterborough are 1-0 up against QPR. Coventry, this one smells like a cup set, are 1-0 up at Southampton. Stoke are 1-0 up against Wigan. No goals in the Championship. Lots going on as always in League One. Cheltenham and Wimbledon are 1-1. MK are 1-0 down at home to Lincoln. Oxford and Pompey are 1-1. Pompey down to 10 as well. Fleetwood lead at Shrewsbury. Doncaster lead at Sunderland, who need a manager, aren't they? Bournemouth are points per game leaders of the National League. Absolutely. I've got Sky on this screen and BT on this screen. There's a big picture of Roy Keane, so I'm sure they're discussing that Sunderland job that is open and whether Roy Keane may or may not be making his return to management. We'll play first goal in the second half. We can do some CV game at half-time in this one as well. Thank you all for taking part in the Gym Vintage giveaway. Remember, we're partnered up with Gym Vintage Clothing, www.gym-vintage.com. Someone has won a T-shirt. I don't even know who it is yet because I've literally jumped from one stream straight on to the next one. But yeah, we will get that out to the winner. And do head over to gym-vintage.com for your sustainable clothing needs. Hoodies, sweats, caps, etc. T-shirts. over at Gym Vintage. It's 3:30. This is the Saturday Superstream. On a very long afternoon, let's just say, with West Ham going to extra time. A bit of a lull in the goal scoring. The last one that went in was probably 5 or 6 minutes ago, wasn't it? Joe Ward scored for Peterborough in the FA Cup to give them the lead against QPR. Plenty of games are goalless as things stand. In the Cup, goalless between Burton and Sheffield. Sorry, in the Cup, wrong league, that's League One. It's goalless between Everton and Brentford and Wolves and Norwich. So it's the 2 all Premier League games. No goals in the Championship so far between Blackpool and Bristol City and Hull and Preston. In League One, it's goalless between Burton and Wednesday, Ipswich and Gillingham, Morecambe and Bolton, Rotherham and Accrington Stanley. That is the size of play. Or, the size of play, the state of play, the shape of things, the size of things. I don't know. Who's going to win the AFCON final tomorrow? It's Senegal and Egypt, isn't it? Cheers for all the hard work, Ben, lad. You're very, very welcome, Thomas. How long have we got? Hour and a half. We will power on through, let's just say. Talk to me about this AFCON final then. Or not, because Everton have just taken the lead. Everton 1, Brentford 0. Everton lead in the first game there for Frank Lampard in charge. And he's a goal up within the first 35 minutes. Yerry Mina has scored for Everton. They lead 1-0 against the Bees of Brentford. Everton 1, Brentford 0. Just a quick kind of eye on the FA Cup 5th round. So far through, Middlesbrough, Chelsea, West Ham. So far going through, Palace, Everton, Huddersfield, Manchester City, Peterborough, Coventry and Stoke. That is the teams that right at this minute will be in the 5th round draw for the FA Cup. Oh, 2 quick goals in League One. Charlton have taken the lead against Wimbledon. I think they were behind, weren't they? And Sheffield Wednesday have taken the lead against Burton. We'll check out that League One table, which is forever changing, isn't it? We'll see what impact that has. Sheffield Wednesday are in the playoff picture, aren't they? And Charlton are just trying to push toward that top half. Let's have a look at the live League One table. So Wednesday lead, which would, as things stand, put them 2 points with a game in hand behind Oxford. However, Oxford are level with Portsmouth, but have an extra man. Pompey down to 10 after the red card for Joe Morrell. Connor Washington is the goal scorer for Charlton, and they now lead 2-1 against Wimbledon. And there is your live League One table. Sheffield Wednesday look like they are pushing in terms of those playoff positions. They're in 7th, and they're closing the gap on someone, whether that's Oxford, who are playing Portsmouth or not. We will find out. Let's go back to the comments. And let's put my phone there so I can actually see it when I'm in between. In betwixt and in between. It was George Byers who was the goal scorer for Sheffield Wednesday. Senegal have a better squad. Egypt have Salah. Yes, they do. Senegal have the best team. Egypt going to extra time twice gives them the great advantage. It's a final. Should be good, shouldn't it? That's the AFCON final tomorrow. Forgive me, I haven't really had time to keep up totally with that, with all the work we've been doing here on the channel and on Football 365, and with a nearly 6-month-old daughter. When is Enid 6 months? In 6 days' time, she'll be 6 months old, bless her. Although we went out for Shaylee's mum's birthday last night, and she did have quite a long cry in the restaurant we were in. We've got a goal in the Championship, everybody. Blackpool 1, Bristol City 0. Blackpool have the lead. I think prior to kickoff, they were neck and neck in the table, maybe 13th and 14th, maybe 14th and 15th. As we've all established, my brain is complete mush today and my memory is awful. So let's have a look at the live Championship table, where you will see, take a look at Blackpool. They lead and they will be going on to 40 points and into the top half. Bristol City, look at that, with 14th defeat of the season. I suspect if I remove that banner, we'll see Barnsley have lost more. Peterborough have lost more. Reading and Cardiff, but nobody else. Only those bottom 5 teams have lost more games than Bristol City if they go ahead and lose today. The goal scorer was CJ Hamilton, who I think plays down the left-hand side, doesn't he? And he has given Blackpool the lead. It's Blackpool 1, Bristol City 0. That's gone quick. You're telling me, Stephen. I'm sure you guys all remember little Enid being born. Congratulations on her birth. I'm 6 months late. There you go. Restaurant crying, Charlotte. Standard. Well, and there was that moment, Charlotte, where Shaylee's having her main. Of course, I'm having my main, and it's right. Can I get 4 more mouthfuls down before I'm out the front walking her around? CCC Riders, they're leading. We've got a couple of Blackpool fans in here. Congratulations to Paul. Commiserations to our friend Annie, who's a staunch Bristol City fan, but they are behind and cursed away from home. Love a cup set. Other than tomorrow, we all love a cup set. Mark, we haven't had one yet today, have we? Maybe Coventry will do it for us. It's all go at the Valley, where it's now 2-2. So I might be wrong about this, but I'm pretty sure Wimbledon led, Charlton equalised, Charlton led, and now Wimbledon have equalised. I think I got the goals the right way round. 2-2. Oh, and Blackpool are storming it. Blackpool 2, Bristol City 0. And we'll look at Bristol City's defensive numbers in a minute. They are horrible at the back, Bristol City, which is really weird because Vyman, Semenyo and Martin are actually good up front, but they can't stop shipping goals, Bristol City. Hennigan was the equalising goal scorer for Wimbledon, and we're just waiting to see, in terms of a Blackpool, who's got their second goal. We believe Blackpool to be 2-0 up against Bristol City. Let's flash up that table. And look, I think they're up-to-date numbers, aren't they? 53 conceded. Only Peterborough and Reading have conceded more. And were Bristol City to leak 4 goals today, they would join Reading and Peterborough on 55 conceded. Real problems defensively. Big Gary Medine, who will always serve a purpose in the Championship. The big lump that he is has scored. I'm only jesting before anyone gets upset on poor old Gary Medine's behalf. A £6 million player, no less, in his time at Cardiff, wasn't he, when Neil Warnock brought him in? There we go. Medine, the goal scorer. Don't do that. Watching Six Nations and I heard 2-2. It wasn't Fulham, Mike, which you would have preferred. I believe, and this could be bad news for Sunderland, MK have equalised. MK 1, Lincoln 1. So as it stands right at the top of League One, Rotherham are 0-0. MK are 1-1. Sunderland are behind. Let me just, I'll do it in front of your face. Why not? Let's get up to the League One table. Sorry, I'm scrolling around on the other screen, where you will see MK are 1 point as it stands off Sunderland. And if MK were to take the lead with Sunderland losing, they would indeed go ahead of them. Harry Darling is the goal scorer for MK, who have equalised against Lincoln. Now, Wimbledon scored 2, and Cosgrove got neither. Is he? Did he go to Shrewsbury? Or is he Wimbledon now? I can't remember. Big up, says Kevin. The Pepsi Max Raspberry. I'm going to disappoint you here, Kevin. In the new camp in Barcelona, in his picture, it's cherry, but I'm sure the raspberry is lovely as well. Blackpool above, North End in the table. Love the big lump description. You know what I mean, Mark, don't you? Someone will get upset about it, won't they? But he is a big bloke, isn't he, Gary Medine? How many championship clubs, or how many times has he played in the championship for a different club? Because he was with Bolton in the championship, wasn't he? Sheffield Wednesday back in the day at that level. Blackpool, obviously. Sheffield United, Cardiff. Gary Medine, goal machine. Am I a fan of Dr. Yeah, I know Dr. Pepper for years. Years and years and years. Controversial Pepsi flavour choices. Yeah, I'm sure it's not good for me. More clubs than Tiger Woods, you're telling me. Alistair, I'm not sure how we don't have a goal. Hit the woodwork twice, blocked off the line and a worldy save. Then Iverson for them going forward made 2 worldy saves. Should have been a goal then by the sounds of it. At is it at Hull or at Preston? I can't remember. Hull versus Preston, yeah. At Hull today. As we are coming up half-time, 3:42 on the Superstream. Ginger Pepsi Max. No, all opinions are allowed here, Jimso, but not for me, Ginger Pepsi Max. Gary Medine, the worst striker I've seen for God. And he was £6 million as well, wasn't he? Goodness me. I miss Mountain Dew. Cosgrove was at Shrewsbury on loan 2 in 22. Bless him, he has not adjusted to the English game, has he? Came down from... Where did Cosgrove come from? Yeah, lots of Blackpool propaganda in here. I'll leave the banter to you lot in the chat here. But yeah, keep it friendly and I'm all for it, hey? Pepsi Max drop. What is that? I don't even know what that is, for God's sakes. I'll stick with me cherry. Coming up half-time in the Saturday Superstream. Should we do a quick sweep and keep you updated with all of the scores in the FA Cup? Palace 2, Hartlepool 0, Everton 1, Brentford 0. I don't even know. Who scored the second Palace goal? Anybody? Huddersfield 1, Barnsley 0, Man City 2, Fulham 1. That's the leaders of the Premier League against the leaders of the Championship. The leaders of the free world in Manchester City, I guess. Peterborough 1, QPR 0, Saints 0, Cov 1, Stoke 1, Wigan 0. 2 of those games. No, only one of those games are 0-0. Wolves Norwich, the only FA Cup third round 3 p.m. kickoff. That is not got a goal in. In the Championship, Hull and Preston are goalless, but Blackpool are 2-0 up. Hamilton and Medine scoring for the MF in pool, as their fans remind me. Burton 0, Wednesday 1. Charlton 2, Wimbledon 2. MK 1, Lincoln 1. Oxford 1, Pompey 1. Pompey down to 10. Shrews 0, Fleetwood 1. Sunderland 0, Doncaster 1. Was it Michael Elise? Thank you, Jack Shorts. He's having a lovely old time in the FA Cup. He was brilliant in that game against Millwall that we covered on the channel, wasn't he? Nearly half-time in these games. I can't see any half-times popping up just yet. Let me know when the game you're watching does indeed reach half-time. Okay, the Pepsi Max drop is a ride at theme park. At Thorpe Park? Theme park? Is it one of those things? I went on, was it Oblivion? Where it dropped straight down. That was Alton Towers, though, not Thorpe Park. Or Theme Park, wherever. Into added time now, probably, in most games now. in the 3 p.m s. Oh, how about this? Wolves 0, Norwich 1. Are Norwich having a little renaissance now? I think they've won back-to-back games, haven't they, Norwich, in the Premier League? And they're leading in the FA Cup. Are Norwich entering a period of sustained winning form? I wonder. Wolves 0, Norwich 1 in the Cup. Let me just double check. Had they won back-to-back games? Norwich. Kenny McLean is the goal scorer, the Scotland midfielder. McLean. Yeah. So Norwich could be on for a third straight win, a real confidence-boosting run for Norwich. They beat Everton, then they beat Watford, both in the Premier League. They are leading at Wolves and certainly in good form. 1 win, you love it. 2, great. 3 in a row. Scenes for Norwich. Thank you, Dave. Yeah, Watford and Everton, they've beaten. Pepsi Max Riders at Blackpool. Oh, is it the big one? I'm sure I've been on that as well. Got to be done when you're in Blackpool, isn't it? Half times coming through now. In fact, that Wolves-Norwich game is half-time. And what about this story now developing? Sunderland 0, Doncaster 2. Doncaster, who are bottom of League One, have just gone 2-0 up at Sunderland, who are in all sorts of bother, aren't they, at the moment, or all sorts of transition. Sunderland lost 6-0 last week at Bolton, fired Lee Johnson, and they are 2-0 down at home to bottom of the table, Doncaster. What is going on with Sunderland? They are stinking it out this past week, and they are 2-0 down at home to Doncaster. They have really got to get this managerial appointment right. They've got to get the right person in there. Tommy Rowe is the goal scorer, and promotion, well, it's looked like it's been in Sunderland's hands for a couple of the seasons in League One, but they've not managed to get up and out, and they are 2 goals down. Sunderland 2 down to Doncaster. Blunderland. Happy to see Raya back in goal for Brentford. Yes, I'm sure we can all get behind a player getting back from a fairly long-term injury. Did I hear about the Shropshire pub that won a raffle on eBay for Roberto Carlos to play for them? I think I did, actually, but when is that happening, Ryan? Dean Smith working some magic at Norwich. Hard to score at Molyneux. Yeah, don't concede any goals, Wolves. That's a good point there, actually. Very decent defensive side. Wolves, aren't they, indeed? Half-times coming through. Chesterfield 1, Dagenham 1 as well. A rumour, a certain Paul Cook might be going back in at Chesterfield very, very soon. That's what managing Ipswich will do for you. His stock has dropped fairly dramatically since him being at Wigan, and Wigan being a pretty good championship side, actually. Could be ending up back at his old club in Chesterfield. Half-time in most of our games now. Let me just have a quick look. In fact, I think half-time in all games that we're covering. I think Leyton Orient and Colchester are still going in League 2. Let's do a quick sweep, and then we can play some CV game. Don't put them in just yet if you want to do CV game, because I won't see them for a minute. So, Chelsea and West Ham 1-3 in the Cup earlier. Palace 2, Hartlepool 0. Everton 1, Brentford 0. Huddersfield 1, Barnsley 0. Man City 2, Fulham 1. Fulham led in that. Peterborough 1, QPR 0. Saints 0, Coventry 1. Stoke 1, Wigan 0. Wolves 0, Norwich 1. Later on today, Cambridge Luton. I think that's on Red Button. And I think Spurs Brighton is on ITV. So enjoy those if you're going to be watching later. Blackpool 2, Bristol City 0. That Bristol City defence continues to be leaky. Hull 0, Preston 0. In League One, well, the big story's down at the bottom there, as it was last week, I have to say. Burton 0, Wednesday 1. Wednesday keep pushing for the playoffs. Cheltenham 2, Wimbledon 2. Ipswich 0, Gillingham 0. MK 1, Lincoln 1. An MK goal, and they go above Sunderland. Morecambe 0, Bolton 0. Oxford 1, Pompey 1, but 10 for Pompey there. So they could be, I think they can overtake Wycombe today, possibly, can't they? Or maybe not. Maybe they're a few points behind. Forgive me. We'll check in a little bit. Rotherham 0, Stanley 0. Shrews 0, Fleetwood 1. Sunderland 0. Doncaster 2. How about that? That's probably the story of the day thus far, isn't it? Right. If anyone wants to do any Q&A questions or any CV games and all of that good stuff, then do it now. And we have correspondence in from Uganda. You love to see it, hey? Welcome one and all. Please hit the like button if you're enjoying the stream. Please hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. If you want to do the CV game, get your suggestions in and we'll have a bash at that. If not, we will do Q&A through half time. We were delayed on the Superstream today because the game we were watching earlier, best laid plans, went all the way to the end of extra time, 121 minutes, and then West Ham finally beat Kidderminster. So we had a delayed start here in the Superstream, and it feels like by the end of this, well, it doesn't feel like, I'll have been on from 12:15 till 5 p.m. Deary me. I thought it was going to get a break from about 2:20 to 10 to 3, but there you go. What are you going to do? Is that a CV game effort? Wigan, Everton. I think Sven's got that one. Any CV games? Alistair has got a question. When and when would you sack Paunovic? I think I know what he means. Considering it would mean an extra -6 points. What do you mean an extra -6 points? I'm not entirely sure. Paunovic, what in terms of FFP? I wouldn't claim to know the dealings there. Chris is watching Scunthorpe Oldham. There you go. Big match of the day in League Two. Would you like Roy Keane as the Sunderland manager? Look, obviously, Helen, we talk about football here on the channel, and Roy Keane is quite fun to talk about. So, yes, I'd like to see him back. As an Ipswich fan, where Roy Keane was previously manager, then no, I probably wouldn't enjoy it if I was a Sunderland fan. But you never know. Leopards can change their spots, can't they? He just wasn't very good for Ipswich. But that was 10 years ago, isn't it? Thoughts on the Middlesbrough game last night? Says Leeds 2022. Brilliant. Yeah, what a win for the Borough. And they march on, don't they? Hugely confident bunch there at Borough at the moment, aren't they? So, yeah, well played. Do the Rangers have the better running? I don't know yet, Dave. We'll do a video, won't we, for sure. Yeah, again, Alistair, I don't know the ins and outs and what compensations, but yes, if that does indeed trigger a big load of compensation, then yeah, don't do it. But it's next season, the points. I don't know. It's quite a good dilemma, that actually, isn't it? I think that's a break glass in case of emergency, and they only would do that right at the last minute. West Ham, Stoke, Cape Town, West Brom, Cork, Seattle Sounders. No idea. Anyone get that one? West Ham, Stoke, Cape Town, West Brom, Cork, Seattle Sounders. Nice. If you could chat to any sports star, past or present, who would it be? Lennox Lewis. Nice. Past or present? Goodness me. Unfortunately, it would have probably been Bobby Robson, but he's sadly no longer with us, the great Ipswich Town manager. Alex Ferguson, maybe. Always thought that he would be an interesting guy to have a conversation with. What are my thoughts on the Chelsea v Plymouth match? I think Chelsea had about 100 shots, didn't they? And huffed and puffed, but still nearly Plymouth scored that penalty at the end. So, yes, would be my thoughts. Chelsea huffed and puffed and in the end blew the house down, didn't they? Is Keane another case of great player, poor manager? It's so difficult to tell with Keane because he was actually quite good at Sunderland and so bad at Ipswich, wasn't he? So, I don't know. If you take his whole body of work, I'm somewhere down the middle. But, yeah, from an Ipswich point of view, he was rubbish. From Sunderland, he was quite good, wasn't he? Do I think Sheffield United could make a late run for the playoffs? Yes, absolutely they can. They're top of the form table at the moment, aren't they? Was it Jeff Hurst, the great Jeff Hurst, who we've literally seen pictured in the game at Kidderminster, watching his West Ham? There you go, I didn't get that one. But yeah, going back to that question, no, absolutely, you could see Sheffield United. That's where the direction of travel is. Have they left it too late is the only worry. Here's another one for you. Cruzeiro, Estoril, Al Hilali, Wolves, Forest, Vitoria and Grasshoppers. Pass. Wolves to Forest. Did they have Semedo? I can't think. I cannot think. Do you think Doncaster could stay up? Can I look at the league table before I tell you that? Probably not. How far are they behind? They are 9 points behind. They look like they're going to win at Sunderland today, but it's a long, long way to go, isn't it, Sam? Bonatini, good. Yeah, that was a tough one. Thoughts on West Ham Kidderminster? Oh, Kidderminster are a bit unlucky, actually. The way that they lost, 2 late goals, weren't they? But what are you going to do, hey? When you can bring Declan Rice, Thomas Souček, Aaron Cresswell, who else came off the bench in that game? Lots of very, very good players. Oh, God, do I have to go there, David? If Derby could be sued for breaching FFP, what about clubs that have breached but didn't make it up? I don't even want to go there, David, because it's just an absolute minefield, isn't it? Effectively, they're not really even being, I suppose they are, they were guilty in someone. I don't like it. I don't like going back and rewriting everything. If that's going to be the case, they need to completely change FFP and it has to be judged in the future rather than judged in the past because you cannot go back and rewrite everything, doesn't it? Here's another one. Sheffield United, Yeovil, Bradford, Rotherham, Motherwell, Rangers, Bradford, Exeter, Indy 11. I think that might be Stuart McCall, is it? If there's a Rangers and Bradford in there. Was there a Sheffield United as well? He went back to Sheffield United, didn't he? I don't know. Do I think Hull will stay up? Yes, absolutely. Yeah, big gap. All moving in the right direction, isn't it? Oh, Nicky Law. Okay, no, I would have been here absolutely all day. Keep your questions coming and your CV game shouts out. We're about to start the second half. So let's play Where's the Next Goal? And you can let me know in the chat, where will the next goal in the second halves of the 3 p.m. games be? And they are ticking along the bottom. So will it be at Palace, who actually lead 2-0? I need to change that on the ticker. So the ticker's actually going to disappear. So I'm going to need to help you with this, aren't I? Where will the first goal of the second halves be? Only in the games we're covering, by the way. And it could be at Palace, Everton, Huddersfield, Man City, Peterborough, Southampton, Stoke, or Wolves in the FA Cup. It could be at Blackpool or Hull in the Championship, or it could be at Burton, Charlton, Ipswich, MK, Morecambe, Oxford, Rotherham, Shrewsbury, or Sunderland in League One. Where's the first goal of the second half going to be? Being we did not get to play that game at the start of the first half. There we go. Let's get some guesses up here. We will have to retire the CV game in a minute. Here we go. Bang, 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 bang. You'll have to let me know if you did win. There we go. Right. We'll retire the CV game in a second. There are a couple more. Here's one. Wolves, Colchester, Blades, Wednesday, Wolves, Borough, Stoke, Sunderland. Pass. I ain't getting that one. No way. Anyone get that one? Colchester, you'd think, with my Ipswich links I could get down there. Middlesbrough, Villa, Bournemouth, Wednesday. Anyone get that one? Middlesbrough, Villa, Bournemouth, Wednesday. Pass. I can't get that one. Danny Bart. Oh, is that the one that came up a minute ago? There we go. Anyway. Second halves are now kicking off. So we must put the CV game to rest as we go into the second half of our FA Cup ties. Les Ferdinand, Dave. Did he play for all those teams at the end, did he? Goodness me. And let's focus on the football and the goals and, yeah, hopefully forget FFP and lawsuits and stuff for a little while. Oh, I know that one because he played for Ipswich. Anyone get that one? A million clubs. Had some problems with the police in recent years as well. Anyone get that one? Initials are MB. If that's a big giveaway. Come on. I'm going to leave it on the screen until someone gets that one. I remember him scoring for Sheffield United against Ipswich. No one's getting it, are they? Come on, you lot. Marcus Bent. There we go. Right, this is the Saturday Superstream. We are waiting for our second halves to kick off. Plenty of guesses on who's getting the next goal. There we go. We are going to have to retire the CV game now, guys. Apologies. If I had a hypothetical £1 billion, which club would you buy and why? What? And I have to spend it on a football club. I'm not allowed to do something sensible with my money. Obviously, I'd buy. Would I buy Ipswich? then there's always the thing that you bought it and you messed it up, isn't there? So who knows? If I did buy one, I'd certainly get someone else to run it, for goodness sakes. Right. It's 4:05. Surely we are back into our second halves now on the Super Streams. There's been a goal at Crawley, but that doesn't count in terms of our second half first goal game. I think what we all understand about buying a football club is you're either going to lose a load of money, or if you make some money, everyone's going to hate you because people don't like owners that make money out of football clubs. They want them to plough it all in forever and lose money. I think our first goal was at Blackpool. I think it's already happened, guys. Did anyone have Blackpool? Who had Blackpool in the chat? Because they've gone 3-0 up against Bristol City, and that dreadful Bristol City defence and that dreadful away form is causing more and more problems for Nigel Pearson. It's a Blackpool 3, Bristol City 0. Blackpool have gone 3 up, and that looks like we are all done in terms of the championship game there between Blackpool and Bristol City. I know they've got a good front line, Bristol City, but are they coming back from 3 down? I think not. Famous last words, of course. Blackpool look like they're going up to 12th, 40 points. Bristol City look like they're going to be suffering a 14th straight defeat. They move on to 54 goals conceded. Remember, look down, only Reading and Peterborough have conceded more goals than Bristol City. Josh Bowler, who we thought might be part of a housing chain type thing going on deadline day, he stayed there. He scored the goal. Now, big goal at the top of League One. MK have taken the lead, and that will put them into 3rd place if my math is correct. MK, who were behind against Lincoln, now lead 2-1. MK 2, Lincoln 1. And we will immediately go to the League One table, where I suspect we will find out that MK are... or do we need to go to the Championship? We've got a glut. Hull 0, Preston 1. No, that one's been disallowed, apparently. So we will keep our powder dry on that one. And we will look at the top of League One, where right before your very eyes in a minute, if we can summon the MK goal, they're about to go above Sunderland, but SofaScore hasn't caught up yet. Keep your eyes on it. MK lead 2-1 against, there you go. And up they go above them into 3rd place in the table on 55 points. Warren O'Hora is the goal scorer for the MK Dons. And I think we had a goal disallowed at Hull. And just as I speak, Everton have gone 2-0 up against Brentford in the FA Cup. It's an all Premier League game. Everton 2, Brentford 0. Let's not go to some comments. Absolute glut of goals at the start of the second half. Shrewsbury 1, Fleetwood 1. Now, with Fleetwood winning, they would have swapped places in League One in that bottom half there. But now the equaliser goes back in. They're going to switch back around. Richarlison is the goal scorer for Everton. Leahy, Mr. Leahy. Any Trailer Park Boys fans in the chat? Leahy has scored from the penalty spot for Shrewsbury. Roy Keane's got a tough job on his hands if he gets a Sunderland gig. Has he, though, Savigma? Has he? I think they just need someone to point them in the right direction. They're very well positioned. Okay, they've had a couple of weird away defeats recently, haven't they? But looks like a competent job, and you could easily have a very quick promotion. Right, we thought there'd been a goal at Hull. Now there has been a goal at Hull. And it's Hull 0, Preston 1. So it looks like the away team have taken the lead at Hull. It was a goal disallowed just a minute or so before that. We've gone back to Mark McAdam, who I spoke to the other day, actually. He was on the, what's the channel called? Back of the Net, I think, Bristol City podcast. Cameron Archer has scored again for Preston. He's on loan from Aston Villa. Preston fans like him. The Villa fans like him as well. Let's go to a live championship table and see what that does for both Hull and Preston. Remember, we only have 3 p.m. kickoffs in the championship. Preston will go up to 11th. That's good progress they're actually making under Ryan Lowe, of course, if they continue to hold out there. Hull, we were looking at a possible 4th straight win today. They're behind, but look at the gap. They're 12-point gap. Are Peterborough really going to make up a 12-point gap? Or Derby, an even bigger gap there, 17-point gap. So Hull, look, fairly safe where they are, but they're behind today. Hull 0, Preston 1. Woof. Any comments here? I'm not going to get into the Blackpool and Preston banterous business. Yes, Hull did hammer Preston on day one, didn't they? Cameron Archer. He's the goal scorer again. I need a rum and coke. You're telling me. It's been a long day. Get your questions in. Get your comments in on the Superstream. Stephen's giving me nappy advice. I'll leave Shaylee in charge of all the purchasing. Am I going to do the Liverpool game? I don't know what game we're going to do tomorrow. Why can't I have one normal day of Bristol City? This is a normal day of Bristol City, isn't it, Annie? What's abnormal about Bristol City today? Yes, they are behind, sadly. Welcome along to the Saturday Superstream if you have just joined us. A bit of a glut of goals at the start of our second halves, wasn't there? Let's do a reset for you. And we can see the state of play. Everton up by 2 and Crystal Palace up by 2. They both look like they're going through to the 5th round in their home FA Cup ties. In fact, Manchester City have literally, as we speak, just gone 3-1 up at home to Fulham in the Cup. Manchester City 3, Fulham 1. We'll get you a goal scorer for that one. No doubt, very, very quickly. Riyad Mahrez from the spot scoring there. So Palace, Everton and Man City all 2 up now in the Cup. Huddersfield, Peterborough, Coventry, Stoke and Norwich all 1 up in the FA Cup, all headed for the 5th round in the Championship. Blackpool 3, Bristol City 0, Hull 0, Preston 1. In League 1, Burton 0, Wednesday 1, Charlton 2, Wimbledon 2, Ipswich 0, Gillingham 0, Morecambe 0, Bolton 0. I missed out, MK2, Lincoln 1. Oxford 1, Pompey 1, Pompey down to 10. Rotherham 0, Stanley 0, Shrewsbury 1, Fleetwood 1. Sunderland are losing again. Sunderland 0, Doncaster 2. They need a manager and they need a win. Sunderland. Let's get back to the chat. Looks like Man City, Everton all going through in the Cup. Palace as well. Dangerously close to banter then. Was it? Okay, all I was questioning is this an abnormal day for Bristol City? I don't think it is. Oh, slander and disrespect. I'm not sure about that, am I? Not sure. What's going on with Sunderland? I don't know. Very, very little. Yeah, I don't know what game we're going. We might do Liverpool Cardiff tomorrow. We'll see. I don't know. I kind of fancy Forest Leicester a bit. I think Liverpool will walk all over Cardiff, won't they? Will they? Won't they? You tell me. How long before Defoe comes on? On for 20 minutes at the end. Yeah. I'm sure our friends over at Betfair will have a very short price on Defoe scoring once he's come on, won't they? Oh, well, I said Everton were home and host. Maybe they're not. Everton 2, Brentford 1. Brentford have a goal back against Everton. Everton 2, Brentford 1 in the Cup. An all Premier League game there. Ivan Toney, who may be the world's best penalty taker, scores from the spot. Everton 2, Brentford 1. Toney is the goal scorer. So far, through to the 5th round, Middlesbrough, West Ham and Chelsea, and the teams pointing at the 5th round, currently winning, Palace, Everton, Huddersfield, Man City, Peterborough, unhelpful refresh there, Coventry, Stoke and Norwich. And we have an important goal at the top of League One, and could be a good day for Rotherham. It's often a good day for Rotherham in League One. They love League One, don't they? And they may well be on their way to winning League One again. Rotherham lead 1-0 against Accrington Stanley. Of course, Sunderland are losing at the top there. MK are winning. Wigan are not playing. So all of that means that they're going to be going 6 points clear, Rotherham, as things stand. I don't think SofaScore has caught that goal. So expect that total any second on SofaScore to move up to 62 points for Rotherham. They are going to be zooming through. Yes, we're now, Emma Saunders is now appeared on my screen to tell us about the Rotherham goal. They lead 1-0 against Accrington. And we're just waiting for that to pop up on the screen. All of this is going to mean that Rotherham, assuming that Sunderland are going to go on and lose today, will be going 6 points clear. Let's be very plain about this. Even if Sunderland were to mount a comeback, Rotherham would still be 5 points clear, even though SofaScore can't quite. There you go. Update us. There we are. Dan Barlassa on 57 scored for Rotherham. Fulham are getting a bit of a hiding now, which is something we've not said very much this season. They lead in the Championship. They're 4-1 down. Riyad Mahrez has scored again for Manchester City. So Mahrez could be on for a hat-trick. And Fulham are 4-1 down. Look, don't read too much into an away game against Pep Guardiola and Manchester City, but Fulham are getting a bit of a beating today. Tony back in the good books. Yeah, you're only ever a goal. You're a goal away, aren't you, from being back in the good books? Ivan Tony, yes, we won't read that chant out, but we all get it. Coventry, yes, the orangutan, giving a very good account of themselves. 5,000 fans there. What's taking Ipswich, Ben? Yes, they're taking their sweep. Should we blame Neil Harris, who's a new manager in at Gillingham as well? The world's best penalty taker is Raul Jimenez, is it? How many has he scored? I think Ivan Toney got like 9 or something last season. He's on quite the streak, Mr. Tony, isn't he? Dan Barlassa. Well, I never get into this, so-and-so's the best, because there's not normally much point in that conversation. You can't prove or disprove it. What I will say is I agree that Dan Barlassa is a very, very good midfielder at League One level. Does this show how poor the champ? No. 100% no. Losing away at Man City 4-1. Look, by that theory, no Premier League team should lose by less goals than Fulham lose today. So no, absolutely do not think that Man City thrashing Fulham is any reflection on the Championship this season. No, is all I would say to that. I don't think the Championship's poor in any way, shape or form. Actually, I think it's a great league. Southampton have equalised. Southampton 1, Coventry 1. Saints have just equalised to quieten down those 5,000 Coventry fans that we were just mentioning. Southampton 1, Coventry 1. Was that our only possible cup set? That's annoying if it is. Any underdogs winning? Or by underdog, I mean team from lower league. I understand Norwich are below Wolves in the league and Peterborough are below QPR. No. Literally 0 cup sets. We thought it was going to be the day of the cup set, wasn't it? Stuart Armstrong is the goal scorer for Southampton. Should soften Fulham up for Tuesday night. Here's a hoping for your sake, Chris. No, I don't think Norwich winning is a cup set, is it? Mitro no good against Premiership sides. Stephen, it's called the Premier League, and give me some numbers. Give me some numbers to suggest that. Best Premier League taker was Matt Lettice. Yeah, maybe. Just Tony never misses, does he? Never misses. Matt Lettice missed once, didn't he? Chair just hit the bar from a free kick. They're still behind the Rangers, aren't they? Screamer from Armstrong. Championship, very competitive. Yeah, maybe less so down at the bottom of the table. We might have the relegation fight. Might not go down to the last 2 or 3 games, but we will see. Now you agree with me, Annie. Looking at the Bristol City Twitter, it's a normal day. Fans of any teams, it's not your team. Don't worry. All teams have ridiculous feeds on their Twitter where people say mental stuff and argue with each other all day. Should have seen Mitrovic's ball for Wilson for the Fulham goal. Well, quite, yeah. And then did Wilson set up Carvalho? I assume that's the case. I haven't seen it though, to be honest. John Aldridge was good at pens in the day with his very annoying style of his, but of course, most famously, missed in the cup final, didn't he? First player ever to miss a penalty in the cup final, John Aldridge. Everton 3, Brentford 1. Everton go 3-1 up against Brentford. Oh, Charlton 3, Wimbledon 2. That game's gone all over the place, hasn't it? And Charlton now have the lead. And Stoke are 2-0 up against Wigan in the cup. I had that one down as a cup set, but Stoke, no, they're not having any of it. Stoke 2, Wigan 0. Wigan obviously at the top of League One, or up in the top 3 in League One. But no, Stoke have pulled rank on that one, and they lead 2-0 now. We'll get goal scorer. Jacob Brown is indeed your goal scorer. Mason Holgate was the scorer for Everton, who are 3-1 up against Brentford now. Mitro struggles in it. Does he? He scored 11 goals in a relegated team. Is it due to his playing style or the fact that he's only ever played for teams that have finished in the bottom 3, hey? I think it's a complete myth that Mitro can't do it in the Premier League. My question to people who suggest it is always, how many goals would he score for a team that finished halfway up the league if he got 11 in his better season? So I absolutely don't accept the premise that he even does struggle. So there you go. Ray Stewart took a mean penalty. What was he? Left back for West Ham? You're testing the recesses of my brain here. Or was he a winger? Am I thinking of Alan Devonshire, who was left back for West Ham now? I think Warburton is thinking about the Middlesbrough game now. Has he started substituting off your good players, Dave? Keep your comments coming. This is the Saturday Superstream. I'll give you a sweep at 4:30. But in the meantime, keep your comments coming. To think I wasn't convinced when Birmingham were linked with Tony. Yeah, sliding doors moment there. A tremendous player. Oh, yes, Paul Cooper. There's a mention I'll get on for. I think Paul Cooper saved 8 in a row during a league season or a couple of league seasons joined together. I'm sure all of those goals would get the VAR would look at his feet on the line now, but there we go. Fulham will bounce back. Yeah, of course they will. It's Man City away. Howard, Mitro struggling is a complete myth. Well, I know what you mean, Howard. It's a very, very strange one, isn't it? That there's just perpetuated around football. It's almost like the better he does at championship level, that means people see something that isn't there at Premier League level. But there we go. Yeah, I missed the point. That's actually, if you want a tip to guarantee I'll reply to your YouTube comment, is put that I missed the point. You may disagree with me, but I very rarely miss the point, I think. I may be making a different point, but yeah, you missed the point. I know you're only joking, David, of course. Mark Bosnich. A mention for Mark Bosnich on the Superstream. Villa and Manchester United goalkeeper. He had the daunting task of following Peter Schmeichel, and Fabian Barthez tried, didn't he? And then Van der Sar nailed it, didn't he, in the end at Manchester United. Stephen, what on earth are you talking about? No one said Mitrovic is a goal machine at Premier League level. You said he can't score at Premier League level. I don't get why you're so triggered by it. Why would it? I don't get why it would bother anyone that someone scores lots of goals in a division. Don't get it. Don't get it in the slightest. Feels a very odd. I think you've been completely debunked here as well, Stephen. 44 goals in 69 games for Serbia. So the idea that he, what did you say, can't do it at any other level? It's just factually not true, is it? But anyway, let's move on, because you can see I feel the need to defend him, because I just think it's a complete myth, isn't it? But there you go. The crowd at Burton on Wednesday being told to stop throwing missiles at the Lions person. There we go. And Bolton have had a red card. We're having a bit of a lull, aren't we? Ricardo Santos has been sent off. Any chance of a Fulham drop-off? I don't know. Swansea went from one of the best defences to leaking goals. Oh, okay. There's a theory. They'd all bite your hand off for Mitro in their team. It's odd, isn't it? A very, very odd stick to beat somebody with, isn't it? You're not as good as Sergio Aguero when you're in the Premier League. Very, very, very odd. Penalty for Morecambe, says Spawn of Satan. Who are Morecambe playing in League One? Have we got to 4:30 yet? Or shall I just get on with the sweep now? If I do a sweep, someone will score, won't they? So let's bring it up on the screen. There we go. Right, Crystal Palace 2, Hartlepool 0, Everton 3, Brentford 1, Huddersfield 1, Barnsley 0, Man City 4, Fulham 1, Peterborough 1, QPR 0, Southampton 1, Coventry 1, Stoke 2, Wigan 0, Wolves 0, Norwich 1. Blackpool 3, Bristol City 0 in the Championship, Hull 0, Preston 1. In League One, Burton 0, Wednesday 1. Cheltenham 3, Wimbledon 2, all go there. Ipswich 0, Gillingham 0, MK 2, Lincoln 1, Morecambe 0, Bolton 0, Oxford 1, Pompey 1, Rotherham 1, Stanley 0, Shrewsbury 1, Fleetwood 1, Sunderland 0, Doncaster 2. There we go. Morecambe penalty saved. Indeed. Although it's coming up with a goal here on my screen. Morecambe 1, Bolton 0. I don't know if they immediately scored straight after. So I think Morecambe have scored. Although you're telling me they've missed their penalty. Morecambe 1, Bolton 0. Has that gone through? Let me just check League One. Yes. So Bolton down to 10 and Morecambe have scored. I don't know if they scored the rebound from their penalty or from the resultant phase of play. Who knows? Anyway, Morecambe are leading. Let's have a look at the bottom of League One. And there you go. Morecambe out of the bottom 4 as things stand. They've taken the lead. Wimbledon have gone behind. And Morecambe will be out of the relegation zone as things stand. And it's Peterborough 2, QPR 0. By the way, Morecambe's goal was scored by Cole Stockton, who will in no way, shape or form be playing at Morecambe next season. He's been tremendous, hasn't he? I think he's going to get a well-deserved move, and Morecambe will get a well-deserved payday for developing him. It looks like Peterborough are going to win through to the 5th round in the FA Cup. and QPR are going out. Peterborough 2, QPR 0. We will await a goal scorer on that one, but it looks like the Posh are going to be beating Rangers. Yes, come on, the Posh. Stephen, Stockton will be gone in the summer, but can he do it at championship level? Stephen, I wonder. Hey, let's not yell at him for being good at League One level. Ricky Jade Jones is the goal scorer for Peterborough, who was kind of highly rated going into the season, but hasn't really been in the team, has he? The other lad at Posh, whose name I can't remember, who can play wing back and number 10. Oh, Oxford 1, Portsmouth 2. Did not expect that. Portsmouth have been down to 10 men for about... Oh, it says it's only the 51st minute as well there. What's going on? What's going on at Oxford then? Why has that been delayed? Looks like they're about 20 minutes behind. Either that or I am. Why is it delayed? A fracas in the tunnel. What on earth is going on at Oxford? Thank you, Harrison Burrows. Thank you, Adrian. You are indeed right. And yeah, why... So there've been a red card for Pompey. So forgive me, they haven't been playing with 10 men for as long as I thought, because I didn't realise there was a delay there for sure. But Portsmouth lead with 10 men at Oxford. Oxford 1, Pompey 2. Ronan Curtis, winger, isn't he? Is he the one with the excellent hair, Curtis? Let's have a look at the live league table. So that means currently Sheffield Wednesday would now only be a point behind Oxford United as Rotherham streak away now at the top. Wigan will have 3 games in hand. I think Morecambe just had the ball in the back of the net once more, but it has been disallowed potentially. Ricky! Absolutely. Ben, I know we're not playing today, but Borough are massive. Well, there you go. That's us out. It does look like it, Dave, doesn't it? Concentrate on the league. Hey, looks like QPR are going out. Everybody stay calm. I think you know what's coming. We'll check for it to be disallowed. I will stay calm and I will leave my bias at the door. But we think Ipswich 1, Gillingham 0 in the 74th minute. Ipswich 1, Gillingham 0. Looks like Ipswich have got the lead against Gillingham. I will stay completely neutral. But it looks like Ipswich Town are going to be leading against Gillingham in the 74th minute. Woof. That is as biased as I will get. Andy, I know we aren't playing today, but Derby is skin. There you go. Watmore handballed it. Well, yes, it did hit his hand, but they changed the wording of the law, didn't they? So last season, that goal would have been disallowed because it didn't matter deliberate or not deliberate. This season, it stands. So yes, it did hit his hand, but the goal stood. Gwion Edwards, a former Ipswich Town player, has been red carded for Wigan at Stoke. About time. Well, we can't be cocky, can we, hey? There's still plenty of time for Gillingham to equalise, hey? A win's a win, anybody? We don't look back at the times of goals, do we? A win's a win, let's hope. Portsmouth have got 9 men. Have they had 2 red cards? Someone fact check that one. Portsmouth down to 9, are they? Not according to my screen, but hey, I may not know. I don't always know. It's 4:35 on the super screen. The new bogey team, yes, indeed. Do they play again between now and the end of the season, Peterborough and QPR? Someone can tell me. Yes, they must do, mustn't they? Dare I look at the League One table and see what that would do? So Ipswich would be 6 points off the playoff spots. I would say with an easy game against Doncaster in midweek, but Doncaster have beaten Sunderland, who are higher up in the league than Ipswich. So there you go. Anyway, Ipswich got to win today, haven't they? And they're going to go on to 44 points, if indeed they do. Lot to do. It's okay because Hanno Masenga has massive hair. It's good to have massive hair. I've always found it is good to have massive hair. Peterborough will visit QPR. See, I'm sure, Dave, once it gets to that game, considering we think QPR could be in an automatic promotion chase, you would trade a win in that game for a win in this game. Not that you want to lose any games. Reverend. My lot Wolves are well off the pace today. If anybody shall score next, it'll be a Norwich player, as surely as they cannot get a foot anywhere near the ball. Well, there you go. Kind of said that in a Shakespearean way, Reverend V. I quite like that. Peacock Farrell saves Wednesday. Double save. Need a Southampton goal for £50. Here's hoping. Good luck, Howard, with your bet. Good luck, anybody who's got a bet on. And we hope you're using our watch-along partners, Betfair, of course. His hair is even bigger than you. I can't. He does the afro thing, though. I can't do with my genealogy. I'm not growing an afro, am I? Fulham played against the 9-men Hereford team for 45 minutes years ago and still couldn't score. Adam says, hairy or aerials, they pick up signals from the cosmos and transmit them directly into your brain. So, Adam, are you saying that all of our wonderful bald friends are not picking up any signals from the cosmos? Oh, Scott Fraser on for Charlton. Nailed on goal for him today. There you go. Now, I would respond to Adam's very disrespectful view on your lack of hair then, Nat. We love all the subscribers, however much hair they've got, hey? We're coming in now to the last 10 minutes of the Superstream. I must admit, I'm running on fumes, I have to say here, because we did the West Ham game, which wasn't an hour and a half long. It was more like, well, add 15 minutes on at the start, half time, and 30 at the end. I did 2.5 hours then and another 2 then. Now, so I'm trying my best. Defoe on for Sunderland. Stephen's losing his hair. Wax and polish for Dave. There we go. That explains John Joe Shelby. Yes. Who is very, very much a chrome dome individual, isn't he, John Joe Shelby? Shall we do a quick sweep? Apologies if you can't see me in glorious Technicolor. Looks like we may be experiencing some connectivity issues. Don't worry about it. It'll come back. I'll go to the small screen and all will be well. Right, with probably 15, 20 minutes in most games, including stoppage time now on the Superstream stream. Oh, my God. In fact, I won't do the sweep because it's Burton 0, Sheffield Wednesday 2. So I think Sheffield Wednesday is quite a viable playoff push this now by the Wednesday, isn't it? Let's just see how that's looking, that playoff race in League One. And Wednesday look like they're going to win today. Oxford are losing, but playing against 10 men. So there is a chance Oxford could well come back. But hey, we will see. Wednesday, 1 point behind Oxford with a game in hand if results stay as they are for the duration of today's game. Plymouth not playing. They went to Chelsea, didn't they, in the Cup today. And then it's Ipswich. A little gap there down to Ipswich on 44 points. Right, we were going to do a sweep before that Sheffield Wednesday goal. Blooming Wednesday, the nuisance that they are, hey? And it is Palace 2, Hartlepool 0, Everton 3, Brentford 1, Huddersfield 1, Barnsley 0, Man City 4, Fulham 1, Peterborough 2, QPR 0, Southampton 1, Coventry 1, Stoke 2, Wigan 0, Wolves 0, Norwich 1. In the Championship, Blackpool 3, Bristol City 0. That was all kind of done and dusted just after half-time, wasn't it? Sila Sow is the goal scorer for Wednesday, by the way. Hull 0, Preston 1. Hull not going to get their 4th straight win as things stand. In League One, Burton 0, Wednesday 2. As we mentioned, they've just gone 2 up. Cheltenham 3, Wimbledon 2. Ipswich 1, Gillingham 0. MK2, Lincoln 1. Morecambe 1, Bolton 0. Oxford 1, Pompey 2. Pompey taking the lead there, and they've been down to 10 men since about 15 minutes. I think it's around that time. Feels like an early red card, that one. Rotherham 1, Stanley 0. Rotherham are going 6 points clear, I think, at the top of the table. Shrewsbury 1, Fleetwood 1. And again, Sunderland are losing 2-0 at home to bottom of the table, Doncaster. Unbelievable. How can we have connectivity problems with all my hair? I don't know. Maybe that's ruining it. Hey, Huddersfield 2, Barnsley 0. My condolences to all Barnsley fans. Looks like today's game is done and dusted. Poor old Barnsley. They had a great season last season, but pretty much most weeks they've been losing this season. It's been a really bad one, hasn't it? But still, some games for Barnsley to concentrate on in the Championship. But it does look like a little bit of a lost cause for good old Barnsley. Let's have a look at the bottom of the table in the Championship. You can see Barnsley, well, they're tracking. Even I can do that maths for 23 points, 0.5 points per game, 14 from 28. Multiply that by 46, you get 23. And yes, we know the record because we did the research is Rotherham in, was it 16, 17? Rotherham, 23 points is the record low in the Championship. There is then a gap to the next worst team, which was Stockport, who got 26, if I'm remembering my research together. Barnsley can concentrate on the league. We will see. Come on, Pompey. Yeah, I'm sure Oxford fans will not be saying that, but Pompey fans and Sheffield Wednesday fans with that playoff chase, probably Wycombe fans as well, will be hoping that Pompey can hold out at Oxford. Maybe as an Ipswich fan, I should be hoping, but hey, my team's more than capable of messing it up at the moment. Mike, you absolute legend. You're going to find out, Mike's put a £10 super chain. You're going to find out when we take delivery of something in a couple of weeks why Mike is going to be a new channel goat. But thank you, Mike, for a £10 super chat. Yes, I'm feeling a bit dizzy actually now after pretty much 4.5 hours. I don't know how Jack and Chris on Talk Norwich City did that 24-hour marathon thing that they've done. Incredible. Hoping Brucey gets off to a bad start. West Brom playing Blades. They pasted us 4-0. Yeah, that was Jukanovic's all-time low of that one. Oh, ouch. Next 2 games for Wednesday, Wigan and Rotherham. Well, you'll find out how good they are, won't you? Well done, Mike. Thank you, yeah, Vindaloo. Paul, defence rock solid against Robin's attack. Is it, though, Vindaloo? I think you might live to reject that comment because right on cue, Bristol City have scored. And it's not one of the 3 who we were praising earlier. I nearly gave away the scorer then, didn't I? Semenyo, Martin and Vyman. It's Nucky Wells who has scored. And is there the faintest hope? 86 minutes? Can that decent forward line? Jack and Chris were, oh, bless them. I think they raised a ton of money though, didn't they? So fair dues to Jack and Chris. They got more staying power than me. To be fair, if I knew I was doing this for this long, I would have eaten some food. I haven't eaten anything yet either today. So Richard Wood has been red carded for Rotherham. Can Stanley get back in? Oh, have they got a penalty as well? Eek. Yes, the new chair. I haven't ordered it yet, but the new chair will be arriving, Dave. Yes. we are expecting possibly a goal in the game between Accrington and Rotherham imminently. Emma Saunders is there. They've cut to her. We think Accrington have got a penalty. So it could be a really good day for MK Dons now. If Accrington were to score and Rotherham were to not win, MK Dons, I think, are virtually the only team in the top 5. I know, what could be the only team in the top 6 to win? Could be a perfect day for MK Dons. In fact, if our information is correct and Accrington do indeed have a penalty, they're staying with Emma Saunders. Goal or no goal? I'm not seeing any goal. Pitch invasion? Really? I don't know. A chair with a wine bottle, maybe a wine glass holder. Dear oh me. Oh, Stephen's got his tinfoil hat on, everyone, again. Stephen, Sky Sports do not judge who they put on by it being fair and all teams getting an equal go. And all the teams have signed up to a contract to say that that's not the case. They do it based on which team brings the most watchers. So there's no bias whatsoever. It's all to do with eyeballs and money. Sunderland have got one back. Is that Jermaine Defoe? Is that true? The pitch invader just kicked the ball off the spot. Unbelievable. Comeback is well on for Bristol City. Oh, look at that. It's Shaylee and Enid now. Look. Hi, guys. Afternoon all. Hope you have fun. Thank you for any super chats. There have been plenty, actually, Shaylee. Love you lots. See you in a minute. You can send your comments to Shaylee as well. Looks like she's in the chat at the moment. I'll be down in about 15 minutes, darling. To be honest, I do hope it was Ian who was the pitch invader, who would become the ultimate channel goat. No, that's not me advocating. Oh, it looks like the pitch invader worked. Have they missed a penalty? Unbelievable. Jermaine Defoe has not come on and scored. Corey Evans has. A great photo. There you go. Shaylee, stay in the chat for 5 minutes and talk to everyone. They always like to hear from you, my darling. So Sunderland have got back one goal against Doncaster. Can they get it back to 2-2? It's not going to be the perfect day for Milton Keynes because Accrington have missed that penalty. It's all very incestuous. And I wonder, whoever kicked the ball off the spot, if it was a Rotherham fan, whether they're going to go into Rotherham folklore. Because they may have confused and put off the Accrington penalty taker. There you go. Hello to Shaylee from Helen and from John. Vickers saved the penalty. There you go, David. Thank you so much. £2 on the super chat. Yeah, and Andy's got it right. Thanks for letting me stream all day. Manchester City 5, Fulham 1. Fulham getting a taste of their own medicine, aren't they? They've battered a few teams this season, but they're getting battered by one of the world's best, it has to be said. Man City are 5-1 up. It's the leaders of the Premier League and the leaders of the free world beating the leaders of the Championship 5-1. Shaylee is a great name, by the way. We can give you... Mike, I'll tell you all about that when I see you. Inda's having a nap, so I'm squishing in a coffee. Very nice. Oh, it was Famous 5, was it? Okay, Mike, you're far more well-read than me. Looks like VAR has chalked that Man City goal off. So less of a thrashing for good old Fulham by the sounds of it. Man City 4, Fulham 1. Forget what I said. We're into stoppage time in lots and lots of games. I say it every week. Where is the late goal? There's always a late goal. MG Sheff says 8 minutes added on at Rotherham. Accrington Stanley fans are going to want to throttle whoever that was who ran on the pitch and kicked the ball off the spot there. Keep going, City. I don't think they ever stop, do they, Stephen? Under Pep, Man City, just nail it, don't they? There's always a late goal, guys. Where is the late goal going to come? I know you lot get cross with me saying that, but there's always a late goal. Hard work pays off in the end. Thank you, Jeff. Sofa score showing 1-0 Terriers. Is it? Did they not score twice? You may well be right. Yeah, you're right. Let's change that then. Huddersfield maybe had a goal disallowed. Thank you for the polite correction. Not always. Oh, I've just made it 12-0 now. Idiot. Deary me. Not whoever corrected me. I'm calling myself an idiot, of course. Which is allowed. Are you allowed to call? Sorry. I was going to say that'll be the next 2022 thing. Someone will be offended by me calling myself an idiot because I'm damaging my own mental health. That will happen. Don't worry. Been a brilliant Saturday for Derby isn't playing. There you go. Reckon a late goal at the Valley. There's always, Adrian, a late goal. I've got to navigate Huddersfield Town v Barnsley traffic to pick up my partner from the pet shop. Oh, she works at a pet shop. Do you know what? I think if Shaylee will tell you secretly, she'd love to work in a pet shop. There's a gulf between Fulham and Southampton, so not too concerned about today. You mean, let alone Fulham and Man City? Yeah, right. I was unlucky. Got mine from the twonk that was my father. There you go. Burnley v Watford in the 6 o'clock will be a 0-0 draw, says Ewan. Full time. Well done, Norwich. Norwich are on fire, aren't they? 3 straight wins for Norwich. So congratulations. Norwich are through. I know we've got a lot of Norwich followers, despite my Ipswich allegiances. We have a good relationship. So well done, you lot, and congratulations to Norwich. They are through. Extra time for Saints. I will not be hanging around, I have to say. We'll only go as far as getting League One and Championship done. And I'm not going to hang around for Pompey and Oxford. That one going to be a late one. Helik has a goal ruled out. They can't catch a break, can they? Can they, Barnsley? Bolton players have walked off. What is going on? What's going on there? 4 wins in 5 since the new year. Don't half fancy us against Palace. Well, there you go. Momentum and mentality and psychology are a big thing, aren't they? And if you're on a winning streak, then yeah, it could translate into a midweek win for Norwich against Crystal Palace. So Norwich go through to the 5th round of the Cup. Up the Blades. See thee soon. Yes, you will. Yes, you will, Dom. We'll be here pretty much every day, won't we? All day and all of the night. Right, let me know when the full times come through, guys. We think it's full time at Huddersfield. They've beaten Barnsley 1-0. We think it's full time at Man City. They have beaten Fulham 4-1. We think it's full time at the Wolves, and they've lost 1-0 to Norwich. Obviously, Chelsea and West Ham went through earlier today. It looks like both championship games are over. Blackpool have beaten Bristol City 3-1. Let's dive in with the championship and see what that means. We know that Blackburn visit Swansea at 5:30. So, yeah, check that out. Blackpool up to 12 and up to 40 points. Bristol City, the big story, I think, is their defence as well. 54 now. Only Reading and Posh have conceded more, and it's only 1 more as well. Preston, I don't think that's correct, to be honest. Is that right? I'm sure Preston were in the top half when we checked earlier in the day. So what's going on here then? With Ian Evatt furious with something said in the stands. The referee has pulled the players off the pitch, one home fan being ejected a few minutes ago. Interesting. I don't want to talk about any accusations of this type of discrimination. So I will try and keep balanced about this until, obviously, something is proven. Obviously, look, we're all against anything of that nature, aren't we? But we'll wait and see what comes out in the wash there. But, yeah, not clever by the sounds of it. We'll find out what's happening there. Dare I check in with Ipswich? And so let's see how many minutes we've got left in our League One games. They just cut to Emma Saunders. That was brilliant. And she was going, what is going on there? Has there been a goal then for Emma Saunders to tell us about in the Rotherham game? It's brilliant. They caught us mid-mouth agog there. Ipswich are still leading, apparently. Lots of action still to occur in League One. Doesn't look like we've got many full times, although Shrewsbury 1, Fleetwood 1 is now full time. Posh 2, QPR 0. Well said, Dave. Congratulations to the Posh. Fleetwood red card. Stanley hit the post, did they? Wow. Fair play, Ben. I like that you want. Yeah, exactly. Look, obviously, if anyone's going to abuse anybody, then I will stand behind the person who's been abused every time. But we like to just find out the full facts before. I know sometimes people misinterpret that as me not taking the core issue seriously, which is utterly not the case. But it would be very irresponsible for me sitting here with lots of people watching as well to not know the facts and to comment without knowing the facts. So thank you for understanding that, Jersey boy. Sounds like very bad-tempered, yes. And the Bolton players who have gone off. Focus on the league, absolutely. Cheltenham have beaten Wimbledon 3-2. 10 minutes added on at Bolton. Benny's going to be watching the Milano derby, which sounds very, very nice. Is it full-time? Sunderland lost again. Wow. Where's my late goal, you lot? I'm pretty annoyed. We always get a late goal, don't we? Doesn't appear to have been any kind of stoppage time winner anywhere, does they? Maybe I'm going to have to rephrase my "we always get a late goal" saying. Maybe it will come in the game against Bolton and Morecambe. Maybe it will come. What's the other delayed game? Oxford and Pompey as well. Seaside, congratulations to Blackpool. I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to leave my bias at the door and say Ipswich have won 1-0 against Gillingham. 3 clean sheets in a row for the Wednesday. They're on good form, aren't they, the Wednesday? Yes, indeed. No, Ipswich is full-time, David, now. Missed opportunities in January. Baggage changed CEO and manager after the window closes, and Bristol City don't strengthen their defence just for starters. Hey, you're right, Adrian. Very good point that West Ham stole all the... They had two separate late goals to change the outcome of what was going to happen. That is possible if you do it once and then again in extra time, isn't it? Wednesday can at least keep clean sheets. I feel your pain, Anir. Right, I think we're nearly there on the Superstream. No real big strockers in the cup. I hate to say no cup sets. As big a cup set as it got was Norwich beat Wolves. They're below them in the league. And Posh beat Rangers, didn't they? They're below them in the league. But otherwise, the favourites won all the cup games. Blackpool have beaten Bristol City and Hull have lost at home to Preston. And it sounds like some unsavoury stuff going on at Morecambe and Bolton. Sunderland have lost again at the top of League One. Unsavoury stuff at Oxford and Pompey. That sounds very bad-tempered. And Accrington Stanley missing a penalty after a pitch invader kicked the ball off the spot by the sounds of it. With all of that being said, and I can see you're all saying bye already, I will bid you all farewell. I'll do a poll on either YouTube or Twitter or both tomorrow, and we'll find out what the watch-along will be. I can't do 2 tomorrow. No, too long today. Thank you, everybody. I know some of you have been in whole hog since about 12 o'clock, so thank you. And thank you for your super chats. I'm going to go and see my missus and my daughter, and it's a lovely big over and out from me for the Saturday Superstream. Thank you for watching. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button to see more videos from this channel. Hit the subscribe button and to be notified every time we upload. Ring the bell for those notifications to come through on your device. If you really want to support the channel and me as a content creator, I will be eternally grateful if you head over to the merch store and grab something, or support over on Patreon, patreon.com/Benjamin Bloom. Thank you for your time. Go and watch another video.